Kings, 1 sec. I just want to say, where I would challenge you on that, when you sign players as well, you're signing them for what you hope they're going to become in your team. Hindsight is 2020, and it's very lucrative, and I've always said this. But all of us judge our clubs based on where we end up. You look and you go, what decisions led to us being here?
Who predicted this?
When you guys won the treble, you look back over the last 4 or 5 years and went, wow, bringing in Tiki, bringing in Pep, signing this player 5 years ago and developing it. When you win something, you look back and go, you look at all the dots in a row that made you that team. So it's absolutely fair when your team is going through a bad patch and loads of new signings haven't been good and loads of players that have left your club are killing it in the Premier League to go, that was a mistake.
Terry, who did you predict was going to win the league before the season started September? Who did you predict?
I didn't think you were going to fall off like this. No, but that's not the point.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
so no one here predicted.
But that's irrelevant. That is.
I'm coming back to the relevant of it.
But it isn't relevant. And I can stop you ahead of time. It isn't relevant. But nobody predicted you doing a treble. But we still look back on how you got there and praised it. No, it's the same logic, Hamza. No. Same logic. When you do well, we look back at your body of work and go, wow, this is how City became the greatest team on planet Earth. When you're in a bad patch, whether I predicted winning one game in 12 or not, I'm looking back and saying, wow, lots of players. And you've all sat here and said, this player's not good enough. They're not good enough. He's not good enough. The recruitment's been bad. Yeah, this was awful.
But this is why the time machine Terry, this is why the time machine conversation is incredibly frustrating. And many panelists like to do it because it's an easy I gotcha. Yeah, but we let those players go to win the treble. That can't then be had you kept them, you still win the treble. There's certain things you need to.
Did you let Palmer go after the treble?
Yeah,
no, but we're talking. But even talking about Lavia, you want to bring up even decisions with regards to.
Hang on a minute. So you had to sell Lavia to win the treble.
No, you're missing the point, Terry.
You said that point.
No, I meant the point in terms of the squad.
Hang on. Sorry. Explain how selling Lavia helped you win the treble.
Keeping certain players, because King brought up they didn't get a chance to play. We had to let players go to be able to get that performance of a treble season. So when he wants to bring up in hindsight, these players should have been.
But again, so I want to bring you back to the question. You haven't explained why selling Lavia enabled your team to win a Champions League and treble.
No, it's not about selling Lavia. It's about not having Savia get the playing time, which was the point that King brought up.
Oh,
okay. Let me say
he wasn't playing that season.
How many times? Let me see this. How many times when you were incredible have we seen Man City winning games in the first half? I'm not having this that Palmer or these players could not have come in at the 60th minute, at the 70th minute. One of them starting when you're playing relegation teams at home. Like, let's not protect like Cole Palmer before he was sold. Wasn't showing us that he was an exceptional talent. Like,
but we knew he's exceptional.
Guys, this is a great debate. We've got to get to the super chats. What I want to finish it off by saying is this: I understand that in the moment it looked right to sell certain players, but that isn't how we analyze things when you get to a when you win something or when you lose something. Equally, to the point where this all started, you have now got proper opportunities to give some of your academy players game time, as you've all stated you couldn't give to Lavia and co. But you're still not doing it. And for me, that for me is where I can't accept what Hamza said at the beginning of this conversation, that all avenues have been explored by your club and by your team.
Maybe the quality of the current academy players aren't what the Lavia and the Cole Palmers were.
Potentially. Then say that as opposed to...
No, but we don't know because we're not on the training pitch.
Well, you don't know because they haven't been given the chance. So all avenues haven't been explored.
Okay.
We have,
there we go. This super chat here says, didn't Sir Alex win the league with a bunch of youngsters and not ready-made players, Neville? But yes, we were told that he couldn't. Yeah, we did. And that was laughed at in the first 2 weeks, where the very famous phrase was coined by Alan Hansen that you can't win anything with kids. Also, Sir Alex's final season of the Premier League, go back and read the articles that were being written that year, that this would be the worst constructed squad under Sir Alex to ever win the Premier League, and how the hell is it even there getting 85 points? So it's happened twice to Sir Alex where he's managed to get a team that's not quite complete to win the league. Hang on, we're not going to rewrite history. No, we're not going to rewrite history though.
Please, you cry me a river. You lie so much, like literally. Wow.
So hang on. So I lied that Alan Hansen said you won't win nothing with a young squad.
No, he said it. He said it in match of the day. But that part about that, how bad you are, you had Tom Cleverley and Darren Fletcher, but you hide the fact that you had Michael Carrick, you had Robin Van Persie, you had Rio, you had Vidic, you had Evra. You had
I
all
didn't.
these
Hang on.
players,
So this is the thing. This is the thing that you're doing.
Tom Cleverley,
This is. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. This is where Hamza, your brain goes into cognitive dissonance. I didn't say that I felt that.
No, these are the United fans.
No. Not United fans saying it. I said the media wrote articles about it. They did. Go read them. So again, don't take a media's headline and slag me off for it. I thought that United team was pretty good. Okay. However, I don't think it's as good as the squad you've got now, is a point to be made. But those articles were most certainly written. They're still on the internet now. They're there. So yeah, the super chat was correct. It's a lack of confidence for City, nothing more, is what Craig says here. It's a good point. Pep is never to blame with City fans. Remarkable is what Tipsy Dipsy says here. Foden versus Richarlison. Who you got? Definitely Foden. You're just readying into League Two form. If Jackson and Isak can't dribble past players, surely Haaland can too. He even used to bag long ranges for Dortmund. Pep is just limiting him. Mo is right.
I was jealous of Duran today. I was like, I want to see that out of Haaland, but Pep never lets him do that. Like this slow midfield buildup is not working. Why not try some counter with Haaland? Because he's really good at countering, as Mo was saying at Dortmund and Salzburg. I don't get why we don't try it.
A question to you, City fans. When City sold Alvarez, who was gonna help Haaland? Because he has to play every game now. Like what was the thought?
We didn't replace him.
Huh?
We didn't replace Alvarez.
That's a mistake.
Yeah.
That is a big mistake. They thought Oscar Bob and Foden and McAtee will be able to do that job. That's what Pep said in an interview. And I think Pep's he knows that's a mistake because you're right. Alvarez is a World Cup winner, 35 GA. He made Argentina win the World Cup. Lautaro got benched. He came on. Argentina went on to win the World Cup. You don't sell those players and you don't have a replacement. You're right. That has beaten us hard. Fact.
You're lying because you actually said that Alvarez should go. He's not good enough.
No, I never said
he's replaced. He wasn't replaced.
Midway.
No, the point is he wasn't replaced.
Don't tell me replaced. Hamza. All of you guys are gonna. Everyone now is gonna defend Hamza.
No, we're not defending him, but the point is Alvarez wasn't replaced.
Hamza. Midway through the season, last season, when Alvarez was being played out wide, and he said that Pep is forcing Alvarez in the lineup. He literally said that.
Midway through last year, new information.
Alvarez was one of my favorite.
New information? Okay, so great. New information. Okay. Should you have kept Palmer? Wait, please. Should you have kept Palmer, guys? New information. He said new information.
That's exactly the point.
Everybody.
They use new information. This is hang on, guys. Mo, this is where you got them there, Mo.
You should have kept everybody, Terry.
No. This is the thing. It's just have an honest conversation. This is the thing. When it comes to like defending your club, new information comes in. Yeah, we can use hindsight to now know we were right or wrong when it comes to defending your club. But when it comes to actually we made a mistake, suddenly hindsight and looking backwards is wrong. Come on, you can't have it both ways.
That's not the conversation. The conversation was the point that Hamza made midway through a season last year that Mo's trying to bring up.
I never said it. I don't know where he listened to that.
Yeah, I don't know where he's getting it from either, but he's trying to bring up a point about midway.
I was jumping on Inter Milan Lautaro. I used to open on
Why does Lautaro have to do with this, bro? Why does Lautaro have to do with it? You're right,
guys, we're moving on with the super chats here. First one here says, facts Mo neutered these players, as in Pep neutered them. Guardiola is our second top goal scorer with 4, and it's Rodri's fault. Yeah,
big
of course.
Problem.
I love the fact now that more people are cottoning on to the fact that the attack of City, you could argue, is a bigger problem than their defense because they're just not scoring. They have so much of the ball, but they don't do anything with it. Like the friend zone football you're playing is crazy. all
They're
the
not
effort and
creating
not
anything.
scoring. Nothing.
I can't think of one good chance created today. Not one.
For me, I don't know if you City fans agree, but the best Man City team I've seen was when you had your Centurions and you had so many attacking options, and now you don't.
And what's the difference? We had numbers. That's why I come back to that.
That would never fly today either.
So you are going to
go
so again though, this is where I'm not calling you out individually. So I've seen City fans for the last 2 or 3 years praise the fact and big up Pep for loving his small squad. Are you now saying, with hindsight, Pep is wrong to ask for a small squad?
I've always said it. Terry, you've known me. I'm the biggest anti-small squad.
So Pep's got that wrong then, in your opinion?
100%.
Pep's made a big mistake there.
100%. Pep made a mistake of small squad, and he knows about it. And I think because when you've got injured players, you haven't got solution to fix because you've got a small squad.
I get that. John Duran showed Haaland how to play football. My number 9, yeah, D was very, very good today. He really, really was. Maybe Pep allows KDB freedom, but doesn't trust the others to do it.
So Terry, would you agree? I've heard Terry, I think, and I enjoy your content, Terry. I think you've made the point where why would Pep have a certain player do something and not another player do it on the wings? Would you think that Pep has midfielders do something in the midfield?
No, I agree with you on that. It's like I said, I don't think Pep has ruined Haaland in terms of telling him not to do things. I think what's happened, I think there's an element of truth to it, but I wouldn't put it on Pep. I think the way it's been for the past two years for Haaland, it's almost been. Imagine you don't need to learn to fish and how to tie your hook on and reel it because you literally can shoot fish in a barrel. Haaland's been able to shoot fish in a barrel for 2 years, and what he hasn't learned to do in the Premier League is drop deep and get involved in the play because it was almost easy because of how good you were. Now suddenly your team isn't creating those chances for him. I think he's looking a little bit lost. The only thing, so I don't think it's a case of the manager has said to him, "You don't drop deep, you don't do this." He just hasn't had to for 2 and a bit years, and now suddenly he hasn't developed that part of his game in the Premier League.
And to deal with the super chat, I don't think only KDB is given the freedom to pass to Haaland.
Yeah, it's why I don't defend Jack Grealish with this wank lie that the manager just tells he's the only winger in City's history under Pep. You sit on the wing and just make space for others. Fuck off.
Yeah, don't score goals, don't get assists.
It's always been a fucking lie, that one. It's like when Liverpool fans used to say, "Oh no, Pep tells Trent not to defend." It was always just a lie. It was just no. Trent didn't see the run, mate. Like Trent, he wasn't instructed to fucking miss it. We have to believe this amazing team was always dependent on one player. This is wild that without one player, this team wins 1 in 12. But it's not to do with just Rodri being out. This is a much deeper issue, my bro. And all real City fans know this. Pep is responsible. When the system is working, we call these players world class. Now it's not. We call them out. Only players is what Dio Banter on the pitch has got to say here. Haaland's comment after Arsenal draw is to blame because after that it's been tits up. Yeah, he did upset the football gods. Maybe the football gods
after that.
Yeah.